Now, in this position, like I said, I believe my opponent's best line would be to take some sort of measures to get his king to safety, because as we went over, it's very vulnerable where it is. And but he didn't do that. He went ahead with a move which blocks the king off from the front here and develops a piece, which looks okay, but he still cannot castle as long as my bishop here controls this diagonal. And so he played his light square bishop out to the e6 square. And I looked at this position and I thought, well, what am I going to do here? I sense this knight's a little bit tied down, which I'd like to develop, but I don't really have that luxury right now. So I went ahead and developed my queen sensibly, and also pinned down this bishop for the short term. And this position, if you're looking at it right now, you could probably spend quite a while studying it if you're not familiar with it already. This is an extremely tactical position, and I was looking at some different options for black, and I really had a hard time looking at him. He spent a decent amount of time thinking, and I tried to predict what he was going to do, but like I said, there's so many tactical possibilities for white to gain an advantage here that black must be very, very careful. And like I said, this is part of playing a gambit and having you're kind of almost relying on your opponent to make a mistake. So from here, black played the move, his queen out to his queen out to, it says right here, f6. Oh, good, I'll use this to cheat. His queen to f6, and this is an immediate mistake because, this is the idea, obviously, to attack this pawn, but this completely hangs this knight. I don't know if I have to assume he considered this because he thought for over a minute and a half, so he must have understood that this piece was pinned. And from this position, obviously, he's got the queen protecting it. This piece here, this threat here. So there's a lot of pieces, attacking pieces, being protected by pieces that are protected by other pieces that are. So it's very tactical, like we said. But so this leaves this piece totally unprotected. And I looked at this position and I thought, for quite a bit, I knew that I was almost certain it was correct to capture here, but I actually first looked for a better move because I heard someone say once, and I'm not sure who it is, but it was probably someone on YouTube, that if you find a good move, you should look for a better one. So I was looking if there was a move that just really, really seals the deal here, as you could say. But I don't really understand the point of this queen out here because it's not really threatening anything. Yes, it's a developed move, and I think actually the idea here was to castle queenside. A better move probably would have been to play his queen here to the d7 square. But he didn't, and now I was able to just grab this knight here. And I anticipated him grabbing this pawn, and I was a little worried if he was going to do that, but I realized that if he grabs this pawn, he's going to be in even bigger trouble, and you'll soon see why. So obviously this, for the time being, this bishop here is untouchable. He's down a whole knight with no compensation, so to speak. And from here, he does grab this pawn, and I looked into this variation and I went, goody goody, and I went ahead and recaptured his knight, and then I captured his queen, and this move also hangs this bishop, which you'll soon see why. So I took his bishop here, and he can. And I'm not sure from this position what the strongest move would be. I think he's in big trouble, actually. I think the strongest move actually here, oh, well, he can't castle, so actually going back, I think he was kind of done in this position even, but I don't know, he might be able to capture with the pawn, but this is just, no, he's getting mated there. So he's probably getting mated here in every variation. Maybe, so I don't think he can even take this piece back. But some of you might be saying, well, wait a minute, Brad. Didn't you see here you hung this knight out here on your A knight, or queenside knight, or whatever you want to call it? And yes, I was completely aware of that. And he went ahead and grabbed it with queen takes 8-1, and that was a mistake. So if you want to go ahead and look and see why this is a mistake, it shouldn't be too hard, but go ahead and pause. Alright, well, I'll show you. The reason he can't grab that pawn is because he's being checkmated, and if he moves his queen away. So I come up here, and that's discover check for the queen. He's got two options here. One, he can block with the queen, in which case I'll simply capture it next turn. Or his second option, this square is unavailable, and this square is unavailable due to this bishop. This square is unavailable due to this bishop, so he has one move. And my opponent actually resigned before, as soon as I played this, but that's checkmate right there. So I thought this was a pretty good example, and this is a short game and not a typical game you see at a high level, but it is a very typical game that you may see from a Gambit. So, which I thought it was kind of a good illustration of that, and why you might want to try playing some Gambits in your Blitz games, or in your, even in some of your standard time games. Maybe not tournament games, but for those of you that are lower middle ranked players, because they make for a really exciting game, and they're definitely worth a try. So I hope you got something out of this video. That was the Evans Gambit. ChickenBrad. See you soon.